There are experiences in the military that I had that they were very difficult when I came back to deal with. So I had a sailor die by suicide, which as a military officer, your sailors are like your kids, basically. You take care of them. And it was a very, very rough experience for me in terms of what I could have done better, what I could do in the future for other people that were under my command. So for me, it was kind of a mission. When I got back, I took it very hard, and I became basically self-medicated, what a lot of vets do when they come back, is you start drinking. That's what you do to kind of get through things, and it took me a while to get through there. And what I found was I saw a lot of people had a lot of trouble the same way, and there were folks that didn't understand what we had gone through in the military, right? Clinical folks. So it took me a while to find the right person to help, and I saw a gap area, right? And that's why we started this company. We are trauma focused. So 70% of the population is going to have some kind of traumatic event in their life. That's military and everyone, right? What we focus specifically on is we do mental health and substance abuse. So you're not usually going to find a substance abuse problem like drinking without having some kind of mental health or trauma issue prior to that. And that's what we see a lot. So that's our focus, is trauma. We address the trauma and the underlying issues. I would say we're a very stubborn bunch of folks, right? I'll start with that. We don't like to admit that we have a problem. We don't like to ask for help. We think we've got it. We see ourselves as the protectors, right? We see ourselves as somebody that is strong enough to not have to get help. And I would say submerge your ego for a little bit, realize when you need to get help, and help yourself so you can help other people. And that's basically what I'm doing. I consider myself still serving. This is me continuing to serve, and I couldn't do that if I didn't get help. The Department of Defense is getting much better about trying to get rid of the stigma of asking for help. A lot of guys and gals think that if they ask for help, they're going to lose their security clearance, they're going to lose their job. And that's not just in the military, it's the same with first responders, with police officers and firefighters. They think, oh geez, I can't tell anybody that I'm having issues. I'm having issues with trauma because I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to lose my status. And that's not the case. It's like it being in an airplane. If you put the mask on yourself before you help somebody else. And that's what we're trying to get people to do. We're trying to get these populations to put the mask on and help themselves so that they continue to serve their community, get back in their community. The VA is doing great things. It's the capacity issue, right? It's the issue that there are some gap areas that they need help with, and we just actually partnered with the VA. And we started the discussion. We said, look, there are areas that we can not replace but assist in, right? In different regions where there are high wait times, where people can't get care, it's kind of far for them, and we can get it done and help people immediately. And that's the whole point, is to get people help quickly. And that's what we see with suicides, and that's what we're trying to stop, is getting the care quickly. I always tell people is don't thank people for their service, ask them about their service. And that's a very important piece. It's great to thank somebody for their service, but a lot of this is a disease of isolation. You come back from the military. I'll give you my personal example. I came back from being an officer with a whole support structure of team members and everything else to living in a one-bedroom apartment drinking a bottle of whiskey a day, right? And as a community, it's trying to reintegrate these folks. That's the most important piece, is to ask folks and engage with people.